What's up, everybody? This is Cha Cha Mystique, and we at another Wednesday with your favorite WCW. Oh, Fredro Starr is in the building.
Yes. Hey. He coming
Woo!
in rapping the whole entire vibe right now. Yeah.
What time is it? 5 a.m. on the way to the plug.
In the club.
6 a.m. got the mask and gloves. 7
Yes.
a.m. I was loading his slugs. 5 Shout to K Slay, you already know. K Slay dropped it first. K
Yes.
Slay
Yes.
dropped it first. Shout to K Slay. What's
Yeah,
good?
shout out to K Slay. Shout out to Harlem in the building. We got Queens in the building up in here. Yes.
Yeah. Shout to K Slay. He just threw that new joint I got with Sheek Louch called 5 a.m. Produced by my man Jay Wex, man. You know what I'm saying? That's that New York hip hop we need right there, you heard?
Yeah, I think that's something that the industry has been lacking these days. What you think?
I mean, it's you still got niggas doing their thing, you know what I mean? But for the most part, connecting with Sheek Louch from Locks, D Block was I always been a fan of D Block, you know what I'm saying? Like when the Locks came out, we looked at them because they came out after us. We looked at them like, oh shit, we got some new niggas, and Jada, Styles, and Sheek. They always was repping what we like, that real street hip hop. That
Yeah, so you got the new joint. How was it like? Did you have to send off tracks back and forth, or what? Did you have an in studio vibe session with him?
Nah, we didn't have an in studio vibe because of the COVID, and I was in LA, and my man Jay Wex, he produced it. He sent me the track, couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I knocked it out, and then he sent it to Sheek, and Sheek was like, "Yo, I gotta get on that joint." You know what I'm saying? But the way Sheek came on the record, it sounded like we was in the studio together because the way he did it, going into the hook and his whole energy, it just felt like we was in the same room. Like I guess we got the same vibe, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Your energy too, as well. You got that high frequency energy. It gives you that classic feel, but you stepping into something new when you hear the track. So
Right.
I really digging it. But you got a lot of other stuff going on too. Like you just finished coming back from Russia. Like how was that?
Yo, it's crazy, man. Yeah, we was in Russia. We went out there for literally 24 hours because we had a date. We were supposed to be there on the 27th or the 28th or something like that. And then they was like, "Yo, come on the 30th." I'm like, "Yo, my nigga, this is family time. The kids are still playing with Christmas presents and shit. And I didn't feel like leaving the crib. You know what I'm saying? But we got so much love in Russia, and the bag was extremely heavy. So we had to get on that plane and get that bag. And when we was coming back on that plane with that bag, we was like, "Happy New Year," you know what I'm saying? Because this year is crazy because nobody was on tour. We ain't do no shows really. So that was
Yeah.
kind of like the first live show we did like since like March. You know what I'm saying? So
So, but how was that like doing a live show during quarantine? Like, what were some of the differences that you saw compared to when outside was normal?
well, first of all, we had to take a COVID test. You know what I'm saying? We had to take a COVID test before we got on the plane. And Onyx is probably one of the only American groups with a multi-entry visa to get into Russia. So just that alone, just the taking the COVID test, taking that flight, that was an experience, you know what I'm saying? But when we got there, the shit was kind of like America. Everything locked down, you know what I'm saying? You can't eat in no restaurants and shit. And it wasn't a lot of people at the shows because when we go to Russia, the shows is like 2,000, 3,000 kids. It was like 500 people there, and the club was a big ass club. So it felt weird because it wasn't the same energy that we usually get when we go to Russia or, you know what I'm saying, doing live shows. But for the most part, it was ill, man, just to see, you know, Russia in the COVID. You know what I'm saying? The world is fucked up right now, straight up, man.
Yeah.
The world is
Yeah,
fucked.
but I mean, that was amazing that you were still able to work because not a lot of artists are working right now. They, nobody's being booking them to do any kind of shows, whether at home or overseas. So you are very blessed to that effect. Now, Onyx has been doing music for so long, and you also have a great solo career as well as an actor career. Is this something that you and Sticky Fingers had to really sit down and plan, or y'all was already in the groove of things to be able to do this tour, this Russia tour, and other projects?
Nah, it was just one date in Russia. It wasn't a tour. It was just one date.
Okay.
Like I said, they paid us a lot of bread. You know what I'm saying? It was corporate money. We went out there and just had a great time. But as far as like Onyx and doing a solo career with my nigga Sticky, we always been solo artists before we even got with the Onyx shit. We was always doing our own thing, and then when the Onyx came thing with Jam Master Jay, it just was like, yo, this is the crew, this is the clique. We gonna rock out, man. So, shout to Big DS, rest in peace to Big DS, rest in peace to Jam Master Jay, rest in peace to Shot Skills, rest in peace to X1, all my Onyx niggas who ain't here no more. We still got the flags popping, we still doing our thing, man. Sticky holding it down. New Onyx album on the way, Onyx for life. So yeah.
Yes. Now, would there ever be a time where Sonny Caesar would be a part of Onyx again? Because I noticed he performed with y'all in the past.
Sun C,
Um,
that nigga Sun C he don't want to rhyme no more. He don't want to rhyme. I spoke to Sun C about 2 weeks ago. We spoke on the phone for about an hour, man. It's always that's gonna always be my brother, it's my dude, you know what I'm saying? But niggas get older and they go their separate ways and have different views of life, you know what I'm saying? So Sun C basically doing his own thing, you know what I mean? But it's always love. And if we got a show, Sun C will pop out once in a while, you know what I'm saying? Sun C will pop out once in a while. But as far as like Sun C recording with Onyx, I don't think that would happen because when we was doing the Onyx for Life album, the new album, he was like, yo, I'm good, you know what I'm saying? So I had to respect that.
yeah.
But me and Stick, man, that's my cousin, my little cousin. We blood cousins, mothers is sisters. So it's a family business with us. Onyx
Yes.
family business. This is something that, my kids, his kids is gonna, once we get older, they gonna take over the brand because one thing about hip hop and music in general, it lasts forever. Your royalty checks never stop coming, even if you die. Like it keeps going. The logo, the brand is gonna stay alive, and this is a family business. So me and Stick, we gonna do this till the wheels fall off. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Yeah.
Now, since we, talking about, the golden era and paying homage to the people who came out with you guys and was a part of the Onyx thing too, is it true that there's an unreleased song with you, Tretch, and Biggie that was supposed to be released for the Who's the Man soundtrack, but just it never happened?
Yeah, there's a song called Flip That Shit. Um, this song called Flip That Shit, it's actually people can, you can actually it's on YouTube. I mean, it's on YouTube, it's on the platforms and shit, you know what I'm saying? But it was never released
Officially.
officially, you know what I'm saying? And that was the first time Naughty by Nature or Onyx heard Biggie rhyme. Cause we was in the studio 1993, early 93, you know what I'm saying? I think this is before, this is after the Onyx album came out. Yeah, this is after the Onyx album came out, Back the Fuck Up. And we got a call from Jam Master Jay that this dude named Puffy, some dude named Puffy wanted us to come to the studio and do this record with some nigga named Big. I never heard of Puff. I never heard of, like, I've never heard of none of them niggas, you know what I'm saying, at that time. And we was like, fuck, what we going to the studio? We don't even know who that is. He was like, yo, believe me, get in the studio. So we got to the studio, and that's the first time I saw Biggie Smalls, the first time anybody saw Biggie Smalls, first time anybody ever even heard of Biggie Smalls. So yeah, that song was ill because that's the first time we heard the greatest rapper all time.
Of all time. Wow. And I'm so happy that you shared that moment in time with us, especially with the late great Biggie Smalls. But and you worked with a lot of late great people, whether it was actors and stuff like that. So since we in that, I guess, little segment of paying homage to our fallen soldiers, I'm gonna name a few names. I want to play a game with you. I'm gonna name a few names, and can you give us like a quick story in memory of them?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Rest in peace to everybody, you know what I'm saying, that's representing, you know what I'm saying, who got signed to Heaven Records, man. Straight up. Let's do it.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Merlin Santana.
Merlin Santana. If people don't know who Merlin Santana is, he was on Steve Harvey's show. You know what I'm saying? I don't know his name on the show, but
Romeo.
Romeo, right? Romeo. It's here's the shit with Merlin Santana. Now this is you hearing it first. Nobody ever heard this story. So
Exclusive.
Merlin Santana. I'm the first time I met Merlin Santana was on 125th in front of the Apollo. 125th used to be popping in the summertime. Everybody had their cars up there, you know what I'm saying? Everybody rocking and shit. The whole 125th was crazy. So I had a red BMW drop top. 325 BBS's drop. Matter of fact, I had snitches on my shit. I had snitches. I ain't have the BBS. I had the BBs and I took them off and got the snitches, the rims. So I had the snitches, the red BMW drop top 325. This is like 1994. And Merlin Santana pulled up on me. He had the blue joint. He had the like electric blue drop top. And he pulled up and we back to back and shit. He gets out, he's like, yo, what up, man? Woo, 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 woo. Yo, Onyx, woo, woo. And this is before Moesha, all that shit. So he's like, yo, I'm from the Cosby Show. And I was like, oh yeah, you the nigga on the Cosby Show, woo, woo. So we connected on 125, and I'm like, yo, so we chilling the whole shit, chilling, smoking, whatever.
Harlem in the building.
So yeah, he's from Harlem too, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
he's from Harlem, so we chilling, we got the same car, whatever. So boom, years later, I think it may like a year later, I get the job and do Moesha. The crazy shit is Merlin was on Moesha before me. He was playing, the love interest before I got there. So when I got there, he got fired or whatever, and then he started doing the Steve Harvey show. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was the nigga from New York I met. Okay, woo woo. So everything is cool, you know what I'm saying? But then there was a little problem me and Merlin had, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why the problem happened, but me and Merlin, we had a problem, like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't like me for some reason, and it just got crazy. To make a long story short, we had a little problem in LA, you know what I'm saying? Never came to no physical shit. But I was living in a building called the Academy. And after we had the, niggas talking shit back and forth, the nigga moves in my building. So I'm in the elevator. He's in the elevator. I'm in the elevator.
Wow.
He in the elevator. We looking at each other like this. And we just started laughing like, yo, like, and then after that elevator incident, me and him got cool. I'm going to his crib in the apartment. He coming to my crib. We smoking weed. Everything was smooth. And that's how the shit ended. You know what I'm saying? And this is before, Merlin before he got killed in LA, man. Me and him was cool. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we had a special connection because we both was from New York and we was in LA doing this TV show shit. And signals got crossed, but we got cool, and that's real nigga shit. You could go through some shit with a nigga and still iron this shit out and still be real niggas could be real niggas, and that's what happened. And rest in peace to Merlin, man. Talented young brother, beautiful brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful brother, man. Word.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
You ready for the next name?
Yeah, let's go.
Lamont Bentley, also known as Hakeem.
Hakeem the Dream. Hakeem the Dream. If people don't know who Lamont Bentley is, Lamont Bentley was my best friend in LA. You know what I'm saying? I was shooting Moesha. He was the co-star of Moesha. He was the neighbor. Funny motherfucker, man. He was one of I think Lamont Bentley would have been Kevin Hart. Like, I think he would have been that guy if he wouldn't have passed. Because he's funny. And he's funny like animated funny. Like Kevin Hart, like he's animated funny. He would have definitely been that guy if he wouldn't have passed. You know what I'm saying? He died in a car crash. And the night he died, the night Lamont Bentley died, he called me. He's like, yo, I'm going to the club, nigga, come out, pop out. I'm like, all right, cool, I'll meet you there, whoop, whoop, you know what I'm saying? And at this time, I had bought a S500 Mercedes-Benz, big. This shit was too big for me. This shit was crazy. Like, so Lamont Bentley bought the same car. That's how close we was. I got one, he got one. So we both had the S550s. We was doing our thing in Hollywood, popping bottles, running up in clubs, doing our thing. So he called me that night like, yo, I'm going out, pop out. I'm like, all right, I'll meet you up there. I fell asleep that night. When I woke up, I got the news Lamont Bentley had passed and shit, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that shit was just crazy, man. But we had a lot of good times on the set of Moesha. That was my smoking buddy. We would smoke weed before every taping of Moesha, me and Lamont Bentley like this. We blowing it down. We blowing it down. We blowing it down with no shirts on because we didn't want to smell like weed and shit. So before we filmed Moesha, we would go to like the parking lot upstairs. Ray J was with us too. We was going upstairs, taking our shirts off, blowing it down before the set. So when you watch Moesha, niggas is blunted. Every episode, just blunted up.
But that's a fun fact, and I'm glad.
For sure.
Wow. Well, I want to give you a few more names and then we can move on. I do, because you got a lot going on and I want to make sure that I get everything. Another name would be Yvette Wilson.
Yvette. She played Andell on Moesha. People don't know if you watch Moesha. She played Andell, we would go to this like donut shop type of cafe, and she was the waitress. She's mad funny, man.
And she played it Friday too, as the going after Chris Tucker character, you know, the one that's supposed to look like Janet Jackson, but came out with the big booty and, you know, all of that when they met up. So that was another funny scene. Great comedian. Yeah.
I don't really have any like set stories with Yvette because her whole personality, she was just naturally funny. Like she was like big sis, you know what I'm saying? And she had some shit with her because when she talked, everybody just shut up and listen. You know what I'm saying? Like she was like the auntie on the set. You know what I'm saying? So we always respected her like that. Gave her her flowers, and she probably her and I would say Countess Vaughn was probably the funniest things on Moesha, and Lamont Bentley. It was a funny cast, man. It was just we just made classics with that. But yeah.
Before we move on to the next name, do you feel like a lot of your personality came from these people? Like, you know, because, you know, those were the time of your developing years as well. So, you know, do you see a lot of them within yourself even to this day?
Yeah, man. You know, I always hold special when you have special memories and life lessons with these people. You know what I'm saying? Because especially Lamont Bentley, when we talking about like Moesha, because that was like I said, my best friend. So after the set, I was at his crib, he at my crib, we smoking, we rhyming. Niggas was in the studio rhyming. Like he was a nice nigga, could rhyme too. Lamont Bentley was nice with the mic, you know what I'm saying? On some old.
Okay, he had bars.
Yeah, we had a group in Moesha, CPQ and all that, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, but that's different than doing it in real life, you know.
Nah. Shout to my man Typhoon. He do his thing. He be doing this thing with the LA Rams right now. He was part of Lamont Bentley's crew. Yeah, we was rapping, man. So, yo, you know, it's always those lessons you learn with these guys, man. Lamont Bentley, man, this dude, he would have like like every Sunday at his crib, we would go to Lamont crib, and he would have like straight gang banging niggas in his crib. And there was these kids from Brooklyn, New York, that was out here called the Rose family. And them dudes was like 5%ers. You know what I'm saying? So every Sunday we would go to Lamont Bentley crib and we would build in his garage. It would be some gang bang niggas and some 5% niggas from New York. And we would talk about real shit, like almost like a church. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that was what we was doing. We wasn't just, you know, joking and playing. We was really building too. Like we was building with some real niggas, man. You know, Lamont was a smart dude, smart, man. That was my little bro, man. That's my little bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm ready to give you one more name.
Well, that's only 3. You said 4, but okay.
Oh, okay. Well, we could keep going. You
Nah,
know, the reason why I'm doing it.
one more is good because we could do this all day. Because
I know. But the reason why I'm picking these people in particular, because, you know, you don't really hear stories about them anymore. And I want to take a moment to, like, you know, give them their flowers and recognition. And because they've made an impact on people's lives, us watching these shows, you know, every week, you know, being their fans and stuff like that. And, you know, time moves by so fast. And especially with everything so microwavable right now, and you know, we losing people at an alarming rate.
right.
It's good to sit back and you know, let's
Because
not forget these people. You know,
because they can't tell a story. They can't tell a story no more. So
exactly.
story live on. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I always like to reflect on the past, because if you don't know, the past sets your future, because your past is your lessons. Like life is a ladder, so every step on a ladder, you remember that. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't skip a step on a ladder. You know what I mean? You might fall. So everything is important. Every lesson is important, whether it's good or bad. So yeah, it's good that we talking about, you know, the king swing here. So who's the next? Who's the next? Who's the next?
This one is more personal to you, Big DS. Can you share a dope story in memory of?
Rest in peace, Big DS. Big DS, little cousin right now he's about to be a big TV star, man. So shout to Fletch 5, and so he got a whole crew of siblings from his brothers, from his brother, their kids. So Big DS legacy is moving on. The Fletcher name is moving on. I just wanted to let you know that. Rest in peace to Big DS. I put a hole in your chest. Now, Big DS was my best friend. That's how we started Onyx. You know what I'm saying? Sticky was my cousin. Big DS was my best friend. Sun C was my nigga. So that's how Onyx was formed. And a story about Big DS. I'm gonna tell you a story about Big DS, but it's not a funny story, but I think Big DS was one of the main reasons Onyx became who he became. I'll never forget this shit. And I just was talking about this on another interview, but Big DS had a Bronco, a white Bronco, the same Bronco O.J. Simpson had. Same shit, white Bronco. So when I seen O.J. Simpson, I was like, oh shit, that nigga got Big DS Bronco. But anyway, Big DS had a white Bronco, and we was going to DC somewhere, and we was driving in Big DS Bronco, and this nigga pops in the NWA tape. Now we was listening to De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, you know, fucking that type of shit, and this nigga pops in a fucking NWA tape. We like, yo, what the fuck is this? Turn this shit off. He was like, nigga, this is my car. I'm playing what I want to play in this shit. So we was forced to listen to NWA the whole fucking ride, back and forth. So
Fuck the police. Shit.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck the police, all that shit. Like, but after that, we listened to that. I think that shit triggered the fucking next movement of how we was gonna come with our rap style. You know what I'm saying? Because life started getting real. Niggas was 17, 18. Niggas was dying. Niggas getting shot. Niggas selling drugs. It was crazy in the hood. And the NWA tape kind of set the vibe for the Back the Fuck Up era. Because if you really think about it, Back the Fuck Up was like NWA for the East Coast. Then you had like Snoop Dogg and, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Dre, and them niggas was taking over. So Back the Fuck Up was the answer to that shit. Like, this is the hard shit for New York. Y'all got the hard shit, y'all doing the gangster shit in LA. This is the hard shit for New York. So
yeah, definitely changed the sound.
so Big
You
DS,
know, yeah.
that white Bronco. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for that white Bronco, word.
Yes. I mean, it's so great, you know, talking about these people, and I just want to say rest in peace to everybody, all our fallen soldiers, even ones that's not mentioned in this game that we play, you know. But yeah, shout out and salute to all those people in love and memory. You know, let's not forget about them moving forward. So, I mean, from Moesha, I mean, you starred in a lot of different things, you know. And like I said, even when we was just talking about the Russia performance where you was active, you was also starring in a very controversial film, a film that really needed to be talking about you know, what was going on, equal standards. So I mean, it's star-studded. Ice-T, you got Tresh. We talked about Tresh earlier, you know. So what was that experience like?
Yo, first I want to shout out, you know, the director, producer, writer, Taheem.
Yes.
Talented brother. I met him, and when I met him, he reminded me of somebody. Yo, he reminded me of my man Diamond D from Queens, and Diamond D was that was my dude, man. You know what I'm saying? And he passed on.
Shout out to Queensbridge too. We gotta shout out Queensbridge.
Southside Queens. That's Southside Queens. My nigga Diamond D from Southside. And when I met Taheem, he just reminded me of Diamond D. He just had that connection. So when he approached me with the film Equal Standard and I read the script, I was like, yo, this is Academy Award type shit, my dude. Like I'm like, do you really know what you got here? Like, this is crazy. So I popped out, you know what I'm saying? Just on the strength, like nothing, like I don't need nothing. Just tell me where to go and I'm there. You know what I'm saying? He put a great cast together. And then what the movie was talking about with the police relationship with the, you know, with the community, and he hit it from all different angles, not just the nigga side. He hit it from the police side too. Like everybody had their opinion and their, you know, balance in the film. So that's what I really liked about that script.
Especially like the gang community, and then your average Joe. Like yeah, I agree with you. I really love that aspect of the movie. Like you saw it through all these different eyes and experiences. Yeah.
And the actors in Equal Standard, man. Like every actor in the movie was dope. It's too many to name, but every actor was. I watched it. I'm like, damn, this shit is ill. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's called Equal Standard. If you've never seen it, check it out. It's not on Netflix. Netflix try to lowball him and try to play him, and he stuck to his guns, and we didn't go that direction. But you can go to Equal Standard. Just Google it and watch it. I think it's on Vimeo or Vimeo, one of them joints like that. But yeah, man, tap in with that.
Yeah. What do you feel like? Because I see that you are political as well. You know, you have tracks on Soul on Fire that, you know, gives your thought process about it. I'm gonna ask you a few questions about that too. But before I do, how do you feel that needs to be changed as far as like police reform and things like that?
Well,
so we won't have to be going through stuff like equal standards.
Well, listen, man, we just need to have, check this out. Now, what if all of the Black Lives Matter, the young, the guys that was marching, with the guys what if they all became police? Then we can do the protest, you know what I'm saying, inside the police force, you know what I'm saying? So now if you got people who's representing the Black culture and representing Black Lives Matter to the fullest, if they're cops, then I think it could be more regulated as far as how white officers deal with people in the Black community. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be, they'd be like, nah, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, If you're a black or white cop, if the white cop doing some shit, the black cop most of the time won't even say nothing. You know what I'm saying? And he'll be like, he'll be with it because he ain't black, he's blue. You know what I'm saying? So it's really crazy with this police shit. I just think there should be more black police officers, more money for the police force, so you know these motherfuckers won't be so fucking mad going to work. These niggas don't get no money. I'd be mad too if I was a fucking police. Niggas ain't getting no bread. So I think if it was more an incentive for black people to be a police officer, if it was more money on the table, they would probably do it. So yeah. I think, man, but it's this equal standard, that movie has been happening since fucking, that movie is every year. That movie is right on time every year. You know what I'm saying? It's right on time every year, because last year was like that, the year before. Every year police and they sending brothers to jail. Shout the live and direct on air. They trying to get brothers out of jail, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, this shit is real. They locking niggas up. It's a big fucking system. You know what I'm saying? It's a big system that they created, and we trapped in that motherfucker. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm trapped in the maze. This shit is real. Like, you know.
That's a fact. So what do you feel about Ice Cube's Black Contract? Do you feel like it was rightful that he had to suffer through all this ridicule, or he had his best interest in heart to try to step up for the black community?
I don't know if he really suffered from the ridicule. You know what I'm saying? I just think Ice Cube is, you know, I that's my big bro. You watch the movie Talk, that's my brother in the movie. So I got to share, like I was on a set with Ice Cube and I was just like, I couldn't believe it that I was playing Ice Cube's little brother. And, you know, it was crazy because I think I had to tell him, I'm like, I don't think he realized. I was like, yo, my dude, I don't think you know this is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me. So I think Ice Cube was a strong person. Yo, I think it was everything he said was 1,000% correct. What we getting?
Me too. I hella agree with him,
like,
and I
okay,
hope he keeps going. I hope he doesn't stop.
Motherfucker, we could vote for that motherfucker, but what are we getting? We, W-E. You know what I'm saying? What we getting? Nobody, and we still ain't get the black contract or the platinum plan or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't gonna never get that shit. Never. We never gonna get reparations.
You think we were finessed out of that?
Of course we were. But that's not that when they was like, we're gonna give you 40 acres and a mule. That's when the shit, we've been finessed out of that. Like, we've been finessed. They was like, all right, cool. Slavery is over, but we're gonna find more ways where slavery can still continue. We're gonna put these niggas in jail. We're gonna motherfucker put guns in the hood. We're gonna put crack in the hood. We're gonna make these motherfuckers still be slaves to the system.
Well, in your song Punk MCs, you had a bar talking about Obama, but then it changed and one of your I had to, in another song. It's gonna come to me in another song, but you know what song I'm talking about. Why did that change? Why did that perception change, and how do you feel about Barack Obama now?
All right, so the song Punk MCs, I said, Obama, would you please come back, sir? Since you left the White House, got whacker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like it was an older Fife Dog that flow, but that was just, you know, cool flow. But at the same time, when I did the song Reparations, all I said was Obama couldn't even change America. And what I meant by that is, even when Obama was in office, black kids were still getting fucking shot by police. Like, we still was broke. Niggas we still ain't get reparations. We still had there was still fucking drugs. And, you know, we still was where we was at, no matter who's going to be the president. That's what I meant by that. Of course, he was a great president, and he gave a lot of people strength, because when Obama became president, I was crying. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit, oh. You know what I mean? Everybody was crying around me. Every black nigga was crying when Obama was president. And I was high too, but you know what I mean? But yeah, you know, but at the same time, you gotta go out and get it. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who pray, you gotta go out and get it. No matter what you doing. Sleep is for billionaires. Shout to my nigga, you know, who got the podcast. Sleep is for
I
billionaires.
like that. I like that.
And not sleep out here. You gotta keep your shit moving. Stay active. Stay moving. Never stay put. Never stay healthy. Get your money. Push ups and pray. All that.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
A lot of weed.
So you see that we are in the vaccines era, and you talk about that in Everyday Hell. How do you feel about that now? Is your perspective changing? Do you see that it's going to be easier for hip hop artists to get vaccines because, you know, people are dying to start performing again, and you know that may be part of the restrictions?
Sean, listen. That vaccine shit, I'm gonna be the last line. Y'all go first. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. Like, I mean, if they gonna start kicking down doors and all that shit, if you gotta take a vaccine, like, to tour, that's gonna be crazy, man. That's just, you know, I don't know, man. It's just some weird government shit. I don't know. I've taken a vaccine before, so it's not like I ain't gonna be. My kids get vaccines to go to school. You know what I'm saying? And I hate sitting my kid there and letting the doctor stick a needle in that nigga. I hate that. You know, he be looking at me like, yo, why are you letting this nigga stick a needle in me? You know what I'm saying? And it's just, that's just the way it is. So we always been getting vaccines, but I want to be the last nigga online for this one. Straight up. Let them niggas let them work it out first. You know what I'm saying? Like, let niggas work it out. Niggas be turning green and falling out and all that. Niggas, nah, I'm cool. Let niggas figure that shit out.
Yes. So as we can see, oh, I'm sorry.
Some Princess Black, smoking some Elion, smoking some good weed. You deal with, you know what I mean, with a blood clot. I mean, I deal with no vaccine. Blood clot. No way, man. Yeah, I smoke the herb, you know what I mean? Straight up, man. Yeah.
That's a fact. I don't want no parts. Me personally, I don't want no parts of that shit.
Fuck that.
But you know, I'm just curious how, you know, people would protest, or even if they would protest, would they, you know, automatically submit because, you know, the government does have a situation where, you know, people's livelihoods would depend on, for them, you know, for at some part, you know, would depend on it. So it's kind of weird, you know, it's going to be weird to watch it play out. So I'm just curious, you know, how people think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it seems like, you know, this is proof that, you know, Soul on Fire is definitely with the times. You know, what was going through your mind when you was coming up with this album or new EP?
I mean, just soul, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a soul dude, like Marvin Gaye, Sam Cooke, you know, I'm in that zone always. Like, I just love soul music. You know what I'm saying? And that's just Al Green, you know, that type of vibe. I've always been into soul music. You know, my pops had a Duster, man. Word up. We used to drive from New York all the way to Alabama. Shout out to all my family in Alabama, man. He used to play the Drifters, and he used to play Smokey Robinson, all of these cassettes, you know, these eight tracks. You know, that's how early I got it. So Soul on Fire, the album, is music that I've curated over a period of time that has that vibe. You know what I'm saying? Soul on Fire, new joint. You could definitely vibe to that. You can listen to the whole shit straight through. You ain't got, it just puts you in a soulful vibe, you know? Yeah. Smoke some weed, whatever you do, sativa, hybrid, Zaza, whatever. Shout to Stack Town, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you do, you know what I'm saying? Do what you do and vibe to that.
Yes. Speaking of vibes, do you have your own strand um being farmed or something, an Onyx brand of that?
Yeah, we working, man. We doing Princess Black. We was just doing like a street test with that. Shout to 3 Seeds, and Gip Goodies and the whole crew, and the Weed Strain Exchange, the World Strain Exchange. They deal with all weeds and all of that. So I've been rocking with them, but we trying to still figure out what we want to do with the cannabis and how we want to come at it. But you got to check out the Onyx CBD. Now CBD is worldwide. We ship worldwide. You know what I'm saying? You can go to swissx.com. Type in Onyx. We got the whole pack. You can subscribe and get you some CBD. Smoke that. You can smoke that anywhere, everywhere. We got the rubs. We got the whole kit. You know what I'm saying? Every month, just subscribe. You get that. So yeah, we ship everywhere with the CBD because you know your mind, and you gotta not have stress in life. Stress free. You know what I'm saying? So CBD is perfect for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we do need to, mellow out. And, how do you feel about these laws changing about, marijuana or CBD? Because even CBD wasn't legal. So how do you feel about it? And some of the people who still suffering, with these sentences that's, still, in
I,
jail
I
now that these laws is changing.
I think that every state that legalizes marijuana should release every person locked up for marijuana. It's like, okay, you're gonna keep me in jail for something that's legal now? Like, okay, if it's legal now,
I
then
think they need to get exonerated, like sponge my record, and not only that, I think they owe like a store. You need to give me a dispensary
right.
or part in in the business or something like
Great
that.
idea. You know what? I might have to put you on my team. You got great ideas. Great fucking idea. And I think, I don't know what's taking New York so long, because New York is the fucking center of the earth. New York should be.
Momo's talking about that shit now. He's tweeting about it or whatever, and I said the same thing under his comment. But
Come on.
let's see. I mean, we could smoke and walk past police now, but people,
I'm talking
huh?
about New York to need to be like Cali, Jersey.
Yeah,
I mean, Denver. Shit, like, let's get fucking high. Like, you know what I mean? Fuck it. Let's go. Straight up. You know what I mean? But yo, before
yeah. I mean,
bounce.
the rules and the laws is more lax now, but still, a lot of people lost their freedoms, like basically their lives, off fucking weed charges. So,
You know what, man?
it's crazy.
It's just crazy, man. These laws is crazy. But I gotta bounce because I gotta check this game out. The Knicks is playing, man. The Knicks.
Oh yeah, okay,
And
yeah. So
hold
I want to thank you for
up.
having this conversation with me. It was real lit. Yeah, we talked about a lot.
Yeah, before we go, I got the podcast Rappers and Ballers. Shout to Johnny Voga, my boy. You know what I'm saying? My co-host doing his thing. We talk about sports and we talk about hip hop, whatever. We tap into Rappers and Ballers. The podcast is definitely hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Beyonce's cousin and all that in there.
Yeah. So, tap in with that. So I'm about to watch the game. Everybody, man, love is love. Catch me on Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? Pop in the room. We doing what we do. And before we leave, Onyx for Life, new album coming out soon. Holla.
Yes, thank you. Ugly face. Yeah, that was lit. And finally, we had the dope interview. That shit was so informative. Like, we really did talk about a lot. He was doing a lot. Like, from equal standards to his own CBD to his doing things in Russia. I mean, with Onyx again, because they did have that video too. They was he showed on his Instagram them taping one of the songs. So a lot has been going on with him. Equal Standard, definitely a good movie to watch, get your, as a family movie, especially if you are from a black family and you got sons, watch that, get some popcorn and stuff and really watch that movie. I think is very important. Yeah. And Soul on Fire, and then the single with Sheek Louch. Like, what? There's a lot going on. So definitely, you guys, stay tuned to that because I mean, it's lit work. It's never disappointment. Never disappointment. True classic. Living legend, because he been putting in that work. He's been putting in that work and never fails, you know? So shout out to Onyx, shout out to Fredro Starr, and shout out to all of you guys that tuned in with me tonight on another dope week, a dope Wednesday with one of your favorite WCWs. And if you're watching this from YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, so you can see all our interviews as we post it. And I bid all of you guys a very good night. Have a good one, folks. And I'm up off this. Bye.